Hi there, my Aries people. Welcome to Jive Tarot and September's reading. We're going to go into a 9-card spiritual insight. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and pick an overall energy for the read. I want to see what direction the reading is fixing to take. See the Page of Wands in reverse. It's quite an interesting card about there is a fear of communication. It's a shyness is the energy that I'm getting. It's a bit of a shyness. Now, what it pertains to, we don't know yet, but we're fixing to look into it. I'm going to go ahead and get these cards on the table and see what's going on with you. Past, present, future, conscious, subconscious. The Eight of Cups. Okay. So maybe there's a bit of a fear that the only way to make things right is just to hang our heads, tuck our tails, and just walk away from it without ever communicating what is actually wrong or what the issue is. It's not a very Aries thing, but it's very humbling. It's like a humility type. I don't necessarily think it's a fear. I just think that there's a possibility that for some of you, what you would have to say would be more harmful than good, and you're trying to spare this person's feelings. They could be younger than you or a little bit more sensitive. You understand? Or maybe you just don't even care enough to express to them what they're doing wrong, constructive criticism and things of that nature. What is your deck today? All right. Let's go ahead and get these cards out and see where the reading is going. If it wasn't as perceptive, I'd say there's not a cat that's trying to get into my office right now. Most recent past. See your current energies. So this situation might have just blindsided you, except for that, for the most part, in the past, you might have thought that it was all good in the hood. Everything was just perfect, fine and dandy. But now you find yourself in the position of having to take control of a situation. Upcoming, most possible future events. Person that you're dealing with. Oh no. Okay. Very unhappy. Done. For whatever it's worth. Doorways they could be trying to open or lessons they could be trying to teach. Conscious. Well, then that's all going back in there, isn't it? A little bit more control of subconscious. Love bunny. How you handled it in the past? And how Spirit is directing you to handle it now. Oh. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, it's the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Tells me a story of you like daydreaming, laying plans, having the idea that this was going to work out, that this was going to be awesome, that everything was going to be all right. And then something happens. We don't know necessarily what it is, but in the most recent past, you had this sense of security, this idea, this comfort zone going, and this person, but for some odd reason, the person that you were dealing with was not content, or the challenge of the situation was the Ten of Swords and the Four of Wands in reverse. Now, what could have caused this if this was yourself? Backstabbing, betrayal, too many people like coming in and trying to thwart. Could be jealousy, could be other issues. Could be that a lot of people just don't even believe that you deserved it at all. And they were trying to knock you off your game for some reason or the other, kind of stirring the pot a little bit. You had to take control. And that is, if that's not where you are currently in September, it will be where you're headed, doing that Aries thing, taking that control. Now, subconsciously, like in the forefront of your mind, you're already getting over it. Like you've already faced it, you've already pinpointed it, you've already took it on the journey and kind of made plan A, B, and C. You understand? Like you have that goal planned out. You have it under control. The Emperor says it so, right? But in your subconscious, you're still kind of mapping it out or waiting for all those things to come to fruition, kind of trying to figure it out or waiting for your ships to come in, so to say. It could be a little bit of a waiting game for you. Now, how you might have handled it in the past is grieved, worried, wrung your hands, sleepless nights, trying to fix it, trying to make it right, doing everything in your power to try to get it under control. But baby, you done been through that for a long time now. And I don't think you're going to do it again. I think it's still too early. I think the wound's still too fresh. You understand? Like, there's not enough, I don't have enough strength in me to do that again. The Eight of Swords, we're coming out of some sort of fear-based. We're stepping past those limitations that we might have had when it was, say, our mother or our sister. You understand? What's happening now is we're not going to do that for you. Who are you? And who are you to us? I don't think we're going to bend over backwards like that for you. The idea that we are above doing it has not registered yet. But there's an idea that we are above doing it for that person, or that person is below receiving it from us. They haven't paid their dues. They haven't been around long enough for you to tolerate that kind of BS from them. So Spirit is asking you to go ahead. It's the cold shoulder. Feel that emptiness. Feel that I don't have the emotional capacity to deal with you at this time. My emotions and my energy are going someplace else, right? But there is this idea that has not been reached yet. It's that Five of Pentacles, that Five of Cups, right? This is mourning the loss of something. There's a healthy balance between actually mourning the loss of something. It's like that fear, those tears, that why are you crying? To feel the sadness, to feel the grief, and then thereby move past it and see the silver lining. Yes? I don't think that we are agile enough at this time. The Eight of Cups, see, we're still kind of walking away from that emotion. We're still kind of trying to just turn our back on feeling that feeling at all. And there should be a mourning time. You know how they do the moment of silence, right? Let's all have a moment of silence. So during these times when we're feeling grief, we have to allow ourselves to feel it. It's respectful. It's nice. And it doesn't really hurt to just let it in for a second, just as long as you don't stay there. You understand? We can't dwell in it. We can't wallow in it. We can't let it direct our footsteps, but we cannot lock the door on it either. It is ours. It's our responsibility to feel. You understand? It's our sadness. It's our grief. It's something that we've been through. It it shows love too, you know? I want to know a little bit more about this Knight of Swords in the reverse for the upcoming, though. This is a tragedy. I always, when it's the Knight of Wands. Okay, so when things are happening around you and quickly, when things start happening around you and quickly, it seems that you'll have, and I will say, Aries, I will use the word audacity, to keep your mouth shut or hold your tongue, not speak up and not say anything. Because now we're walking on eggshells, but more in a spiritual manner. You understand? This worked for us this time. It's like we walked away. We didn't say anything. We didn't worry about it. We didn't let it get to us. But this shyness in communication and this Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cups, by the way, that has come up twice in your reading. Yes, walking away emotionally from things that severing ourselves off from things that do not emotionally serve us. There is a proper way to do it. There's a healthy way to do it. Denial and dismissal is not the healthiest way to do it. Acceptance and understanding, and then moving past it, or even bringing that feeling in tow to a more brighter, lighter, healthier perspective is also a really good way. The Page of Cups in reverse. So currently right now you are in that unapologetic stage. You are, I've seen enough, I've done enough, I heard this before, I've seen this before, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and watch me walk away. Unapologetic. Not that you should be feeling apologetic, but there's something about this person that was paying attention to detail. They were really trying to work on something with you. They were really trying to work through something with you. Do you understand? Now, this could be one of the universe's doings. I'm not going to I'm not going to lay all the blame on this person or this situation because, honestly, Aries, people aren't really that smart. They are compelled, they're drawn in their heart to bring things up that they feel or they notice. There's your card again, the Emperor, right next to the King of Swords. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is clarifying that Three of Swords in reverse. Honestly, I'm Aries. I'm already over it, honestly. And you may be. But I'm not saying that you're not over that particular situation or that particular person. Lord forbid they haven't really been in the picture long enough for you to create this very strong, overwhelming emotional bond with them. But it's the situation that we're being called to mourn over, or at least learn how to acknowledge. I'm really, really sad about that. That really, really hurt my feelings. You don't know how many times I lay in bed and I feel sadness. And so I chase it down. I'm like, why are you sad? Why are you sad? Why are you sad? And it's such a fleeting little voice or a fleeting little feeling. It's really, really easy to shove down, shove in a closet like an abused, starved child. We don't want to do that. We want to call it forward. Why are you weeping, child? Come, sit on my lap. Why are you weeping? Why are you sad? What's going on? So, in encouraging that feeling to speak up so that the issue can be resolved within you, I'm not asking you to resolve situations with this person. I'm not asking you to resolve this situation at all. I'm asking you to allow this situation to resolve something in you. Help it to bloom, help it to grow, help it to become a better version. The Hangman in reverse. All right. So yes, while waiting for, subconsciously, while waiting for something else to show up, or waiting for that apartment, that new apartment to come up, or waiting for that new job to open up so you can quit this one and leave all these people behind, you might be so wrapped up in that you may not be acknowledging in yourself that sadness for having to be forced to leave this job or this relationship or this neighborhood. You understand? Ace of Wands. All right. So with the King of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, coupled with the Ace of Wands, this is be slow to action, but go ahead and start severing yourself. But those empty nest emotions, it might take you a little bit of practice. So you might not need to sit in the situation for a little bit, or you might find yourself in the situation for a little bit longer than you would care to, because it's making it a little bit difficult for you to shove those feelings down and be Aries and hear me roar and I'm over this. They might start to kind of seep or peep the softer side of you if you have to sit here for very much longer. But Spirit is asking you, in case that you do find yourself sitting in this situation just a little bit longer than you would like or you would deem, it's because the ease of access to those emotions and hearing your inner being, sadness, longing, hurt, regret, a waste of time, a waste of energy, a failing to listen to your intuition, whatever it is that's making you sad and grieve at this moment, it is okay to feel it. In fact, it's kind of advised to feel it. It's just never advised to let it set. You understand? I think I've made my analogy clear here. For the most part, we're going to go ahead and start looking into the person that you're dealing with, right? But then, of course, I am going to want to pull for that little silent voice that we're supposed to be specking out this month. Bottom of the deck, it's the Four of Cups in the reverse. This is an acceptance, right? This is an acceptance of what seems like a dream washed down the drain. However, like I was saying before, if that hurts, who doesn't that hurt? Does that not even hurt the strongest of people? It hurts when I'm playing a video game and I have to do it with my Sims, for God's sake. It hurts. Feel it. Oh, that's disappointing. That's really disappointing. You understand? Why is it disappointed? Why am I disappointed? And go ahead and feel that. I want to look at the subconscious of the person that you're dealing with. Let's see, I see the Four of Swords. They were jumping the gun on something. And rigid in their thinking, sort of like you. A little bit hard-headed also. Could be a Pisces that you're dealing with. And the Knight of Cups. And they were definitely offering something. But the thing is it almost feels like they were offering too much too soon. You know, or their ideas of a relationship or a living establishment or a coupled roommate, whatever the situation, be it work or whatever, they were very, very stuck in their ways, and they only had one aspect of what that relationship was. And they were moving really, really fast. But they didn't want to hear your side of what you thought a relationship was, did they? No, they were just coming on hot and heavy and strong. Got that conscious change and transformation. They did a lot of changing for you too. Kind of like, but not on the level that you would have. It's like they were changing with the idea that it was going to make you change what they couldn't accept or what they thought was not a relationship that you thought was, you know? One more card for their conscious behavior, please. One more card for the person that Aries is dealing with. Please, sir. Okay, I see this a lot when dealing with relationships. You understand? Like, it's a love language, or I would hate to say that it's a love language. What I want to say is that my perspective or my perception of what a relationship is does not fit your interpretation of what a relationship is, right? Now, I'm gonna forfeit this card, and this card because they're unimportant. But just to show you some change, what I'm willing to give up. Okay, now your turn. You give something up. But wait, because the only thing that you were really ever concerned about was me not doing this thing that I think a healthy relationship should have in it or should be able to withstand or deal with, like per se other women talking to me. I should not have to give up other women talking to me because you think that when in a relationship, I only talk to one woman, ever. Do you understand? So yeah, you can go ahead and give up your job, and you can give up school, and you can give up everything like that and show me why my next move should be to stop talking to every other woman, period. No, that's an unhealthy relationship. That's you're transforming, but not transforming on the areas that I want you to transform. What I would like you to sacrifice is your jealousy. What I would like for you to give up is your insecurities. What I would like for you to give up is a whole different animal than what you are giving up, because you're giving up something just to promote change in me. So you're giving up to change me. I would like for you to change yourself and us to grow together into a more healthy relationship. No wonder why this person had you walk in Aries. How are they showing face? Yeah, just unable to see eye to eye. They could be a lot younger than you. In fact, they probably were a lot younger than you. I think I remember last month. And bottom of the deck, it's the Two of Wands in reverse. That means that they could be like fumbling between going back home to mom or going back to an ex or going back to something. They'd be second guessing themselves anyway. Like, why did I choose you? I could have chose them. In fact, they might have even said it. Why did I choose you? I was talking to 5 people before we even moved in together. Damn. Could you have stuck that knife any deeper? That was rude. This person could be massively childish, but for the most part, it seems like you're severing yourself from it. But the important part in the situation is to go ahead and allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to feel the sadness, you know? It's like I only opened up this lease at all because, I at least wanted to spend some time with you, and it's only been a month and you're already pulling that noose as tight as you can around my neck, and I'm not dealing with this. And instead of allowing the anger to drive you, which it's not bad because it is definitely a great leader and a great fuel for the progression and moving through to the next frontier in your spiritual development. But we don't want to leave that little crying voice, our crying voice. We don't want to leave that locked in a closet. We do want to go ahead and bring that out and ask it. The world in reverse. Yes, this is an incomplete cycle in and of itself for some reason or the other. I also have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Right, right. All right, so, and the Queen of Cups in the upright. All right, so for the most part, what I'm seeing here is that we haven't really fully learned how to step out. Oh, damn it. All right. So now this is your choice. This is, by all means, it's your decision. Use your discernment. But what I'm getting from here is that there's an incomplete cycle with the world in reverse. Unfinished business, unfinished business. Because what we fear the most, right, is letting that out, that little voice saying, that really hurt me. You're really hurting me. You're hurting my feelings. You think I don't know that you're trying to play me? You don't think you see what you're trying to do and manipulate and control me? You know, because that Queen of Cups is right there in the upright in all her glory, feeling those emotions, understanding those emotions. But the Eight of Swords in reverse is it's a card of coming out of or stepping past our fears or limitations, our self-imposed fears, doubts, lacks, limitations. You understand? And going ahead and trying to close that circle as much as possible. Because without that thing being said, now I don't know if you want to listen to that small internal voice before you go ahead and make it known, or if you just want to go ahead and blab it out and then deal with that small internal voice later. But whatever it is, it's okay to explain to somebody or to express to somebody, you know, I would have really loved for you to be mature enough for you to handle a real relationship. You have hurt me more than anything. It's time for you to let go because I'm letting go because you refuse to grow up. You know, you don't have to be so harsh, but to allow them to understand that they have hurt you with their actions, that their actions were actually more harmful to a healthy relationship than they were beneficiary or beneficial to a relationship. Do you understand? I think that would be the big lesson here. So the Ten of Swords was in reverse. Now I got it. That is rock bottom for them. That would be rock bottom for them. That would be the end. That would be the end of it. But for the most part, rising above it is up to you to attain. Now, whether you explain it and express it in words to them, you really hurt me, or if you just sit back and acknowledge it within yourself, whatever stage you're on, whatever level of spiritual development you're on, go ahead and own it and live it. But you got to want to take that step up, Aries. And that seems like all I have for you today. If you would go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, do hit the bell so you can be informed next time I upload. I'm going to be doing a freestyle read kind of halfway in the month right now. So if you'd like to be here for that, go ahead and hit the notification bell. And until next time, Aries, thanks for stopping by at Jive Tarot.